On March 8th, the Dalai Lama, during an empowerment ceremony in McLeod Ganj in Himachal Pradesh, India, turned to a Mongolian boy sitting to his left and declared him to be the third most important reincarnation in Tibetan Buddhism.
So we have the reincarnation of Kalka Jitun Tamba Rinpoche. Does he understand Tibetan, the central Tibetan dialect? So he has come here to attend for the Krishna Charya system of, or tradition of Heruka empowerment, which was a practice of the previous Kalgajitun Tampas as well. So this has been a very auspicious occasion for him.
With that, yet again, he asserted his and his tradition's independence in the face of China's over decade-and-a-half-long attempts to control the all-powerful Tibetan Buddhism tradition of declaring what is known as tulkus, or reincarnations. The boy is said to be one of the twins born to a prominent Mongolian family. On November 23, 2016, during a visit to Mongolia, the Dalai Lama had announced his belief that the 10th Jetsun Thampa had been reborn in Mongolia and that a process of identifying him had begun. A little less than 7 years later, he made the announcement of that reincarnation. The announcement came during the March 8th Chakrasambhara empowerment. Explaining the Chakrasambhara empowerment, the Dalai Lama said, it is classified as a mother tantra. It belongs to the highest yoga tantras. Chakrasambhara focuses on the clear light as opposed to the illusory body. Beyond the intricacies of the tantra empowerment, the announcement of the US-born Mongolian boy, some 11 years after the 9th Kalka Jetsun Thampa died on March 1, 2012 in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia, after a prolonged illness, is fraught with political tensions with China. Recognizing the importance and appeal of Tibetan Buddhist reincarnations, the Chinese government has, over the past decade and a half, intensified its stranglehold on how these reincarnations are chosen. Beijing has made the process utterly bureaucratic in defiance of its mystical underpinnings. The measures enacted on July 18, 2007 have been drafted such that reincarnations become recognized only under a strict bureaucratic and political supervision, which insists that the unification of Tibet takes precedence over everything else, including its centuries-old Buddhist practices that the Tibetans so revere. Article 5 of the measures, for instance, even specifies at which level of government reincarnations will be approved, commensurate with, in the quote, the size of the living Buddha's impact, unquote. Or, in other words, a reincarnating 15th Dalai Lama will have to be approved at the highest levels of government, given the enormous size of the institution's impact. With this as the backdrop, the Dalai Lama declaring a US-born Mongolian boy as the third most important reincarnation is a clear message to Beijing that, despite his advancing years, he will turn 88 on July 6th. He is not going to step aside for them to ride roughshod over Tibetan Buddhism.